Word. So I guess I'll make a normal kind of video. So my name is Jerry Anthony Witt. It's been quite a while. I don't know. In 2008, I picked up a book on Einstein and figured I'd take the time to understand it before I even opened it. And I started seeing a whole bunch of stuff. Stuff nobody else had seen, actually. And I started taking my ideas to the head of physics at Fresno State. His name is Douglas Singleton. His department ended up doing some work on a couple papers that ended up being entropic derivation of force equals mass times acceleration in circular motion. But if you add gravitational waves, smooth waves like the ocean, KRS-One lyrics, I just like things that rhyme sometimes, and it was missing that hook at the end. But other than that, he also, furthered more of my work and made it, make sense, got it through peer review, stuff like that. Although my idea was not on any of my work, as far as I know. There was a paper called Chameleon Stars. I'm pretty sure it has to do with, am I supposed to tell? Am I not supposed to tell? Is it a blackhead? Is it a whitehead? Is it a black hole? Is it a white hole? I don't know. Who's your mama? Mama's it. Who's your papa? I'm a papa. Papa's it. I'd say that's a white hole. And then, what else? There was more. He also did some work on, I was talking about, I tore apart how a generator works, how induction works for electricity, how all points be in center, everything else would be in motion. So a magnet in motion is actually universal center. In accordance with Stephen Hawking's work, that would mean that the conductor is in motion. And we do know induction works, be it the magnet in motion or the conductor in motion, conduit, whatever. I figured it was quantum physics, essentially, and I don't want to get this going too long, but Faraday's explanation of the work was this going through that sideways. So I imagine like Indiana Jones sliding through the door that's getting ready to close, sideways, but he caught his hat, comes out as a flash, like magnetism. Indiana Jones has some magnetism, going through whatever they are sideways, comes out as electricity, the flash, but still wearing Indy's hat, because he is a professor. I mean, that's a profession. And then what else? So he did go ahead and do that, but with induction of electricity, there is a moment, there is a amount of time before electricity is induced. And I figured, that would be a quantum bridging thing. And in one of his last works having to do with that same issue, he actually explains that Faraday, I got crooked teeth and stuff, whatever. Sorry, I'm not used to seeing myself on video or film or any of that. I'm never taking pictures well. I mean, with hair like this, I want to grow it out. I miss my long hair. I do need to go shave. I have a job interview today. Probably end up driving trucks that don't drive themselves. Whatever. But, I designed a clean energy process. I had to figure out where the energy comes from. For the patent process, you have to identify where the energy comes from. I did that. I also went on to write a definition of gravity. I did get to present that up north at Puget Sound University, which was a good time, which was a really good time. I didn't understand half the words of other people there, presenting stuff were saying. I tend to try and keep my ideas as simple as possible. which works well for me because I don't understand a lot of big words, and I try not to use a lot of big words unless I'm trying to hide stuff from people. And yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to hide. But yeah, so my name's Tony. I design a clean energy process. A lot of it got through peer review, through Douglas Singleton. Although it's weird, he might have put other people that might have asked similar questions on the papers, but I know I asked those questions first, and I asked them in a certain flow to where they all were connected at the time. I mean, it'd be very odd if, like, we went from identifying energy or showing thermal, whatever. There was a derivation in entropy that was proven that I brought to his attention. I said, if you put something in rotation and it's spinning, won't it get warmer? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And then where would that energy come from? And that would be an energy source. But first, we got to identify that energy source. Oh, yeah. And string theory, Stephen Hawking, he didn't talk like this. He talked with his eyeballs whenever he wrote with his eyes, and he saw things with his mind. Sorry. Sarcasm helps me sometimes. But, yeah. The definition of gravity I wrote, it actually does identify the energy source. Similar to greenhouse gases, we can't see them, we know they're there, is exactly, well, not exactly, but it is a good reference to dark energy. We know it's there. Can we use it? We use it all the time. It's been used for so long. Like, I mean, if equal and opposite cancel each other out, then how come everything keeps going at a molecular level? I would have to say something's charging that. That energy's coming from somewhere, and that's pretty much it. Sorry I went on so long. Bye.